On the 11th day of the 11th hour of the 11th month, 1918, troops from each side of the trenches lowered their rifles and sighed with relief. The war to end all wars is finally over. Both sides tended to their wounded, and both sides bury their comrades as they hold their ID disc in their hands. Both sides mourned and both sides laughed. Both fought and both died. Both loved and both hated, and both were human in a messed up world. The Great War was never really talked about. There were very few movies about the Great War and even fewer games. There was a lot of books, but nothing compared to the amount of media World War II has produced. World War I, for the most part, was overshadowed by World War II. In schools, at least in the US, from my personal experience, the Great War was talked about but never explained. We learned the basics, but nothing below the surface level. The Great War was overshadowed and forgotten. Then, EA and DICE did something risky. A first-person shooter game set in World War I. It was almost unheard of, but it happened. Battlefield 1 was my first Battlefield game, and it was the reason why I fell in love with World War I history. After I finished the story mode, my 11-year-old self wanted to know more. Who was Lawrence of Arabia? What was the Sykes-Picot Agreement? And who the hell was Rasputin? And the rabbit hole grew. So in today's video, I'll be revisiting Battlefield 1's war stories and giving general context behind the war story, or general context of what was used in the war story, or something like that. There's also a good disclaimer, I am not a historian, although I will eventually love to be one. One day, I will get a lot of things wrong. This video should not be taken seriously and should not be used as an educational purpose. If you want to know more, I will show links of what I use for my knowledge of World War I history and the description. This video is just me nerding out. This video was also live streamed on Twitch, so feel free to check that out. It will also be in the description. That being said, bye bye. One of the coolest intros, I will say. There it is. Oh, yep. One thing people don't really notice, because World War I, the history of World War I has been overlooked by a lot. Like especially in the United States, World War I's history has been overlooked. But it was brutal. The whole thing was brutal. The Great War was when people's illusion of a great adventure was finally broken. Because that's what it was. One way to get your people to fight for you was to paint an illusion, a myth of this is an adventure for you to have to sell war. And World War I was the war that ended that myth, that myth that war is an illusion. What follows in the frontline combat, we're not expected to survive.
We're surrounded! We have to hold this line!
Don't worry, chap. We can make it home by Christmas. He's gone for. Right, Alec? Motherfucker. They're charging. Get the officer. Get the officer. For the queen. Oh. Yep.
We came from all over the world. So many of us thinking this war would be our rite of passage.
There it is.
Our great adventure.
Our great adventure.
Let me tell you.
It was no adventure.
adventure.
That's what many of the government. Hold on, let me lower the volume. That's what every government tried to told to their citizens. Every single one, like the British, the United States. Granted, the United States showed up to the war pretty late, but still, the British, the French, the Germans, the Austro-Hungarian, everyone gave their people the myth of that war is just an adventure, a rite of passage towards manhood, because they were selling the idea of killing each other. What the fuck shooting you? Can't you see I have a fucking war crime stick? Fuck you. Ah!
New killing machines, like the tank, changed the shape of the war overnight. Luckily, they were mostly on our side. Mostly.
Our boys in the church are overrun. We need to push through. PBI are counting on us.
Oh, we're driving a Mark IV. I think this is a male. So in World War I,
Use the M&G, sweep the ground.
the tanks were categorized as male and females. The female Mark
Keep
IVs,
going, driver.
the females Mark IVs had machine guns mainly without a cannon, but the male ones had a cannon. This is also the,
Boys up there.
when, you know,
Keep
the
your
introduction
eyes
of,
on the ground,
of
son.
the tank.
Incoming.
They were so slow as fuck, cause you know.
Welcome to
Oh.
the report. We're just a big fat target for that thing. Move, driver.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
around. If you get a clear shot on that blasted field gun, you take it.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Through. Fire at anything.
Go through no man's land.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Shit. Incoming.
Damn.
Instead of adventure, we found fear.
Yeah, with those types
And
of
in
tanks.
war,
Oh.
the only true equalizer is death.
Ah, and then introduction of gas. Yeah. World War I introduced gas. Now here's the thing, it's a fun fact with gas. When they first introduced it, the Germans treat it as like their little final secret weapon. But when they first launched it, because of the cold air, because at the time they first launched it was winter, the gas didn't really evaporate. And it became a dud and had to retreat. And there's the shovel, the good old trusty shovel. That's where it showed up. Woo! And then there's the artillery.
They push. We push. Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the clouds. And a world beyond the war glimmers. Just out of reach.
Yeah.
The war is the world, and the world is the war. But behind every gun sight is a human being.
Yep.
We are those people. We are the jaded.
Armored train.
We are the naive. We are the honorable and the criminal. We are the bound for legend
Lawrence of Arabia, I
and the
believe.
lost to history. We are the knights of the sky, the ghosts in the desert, and the rats in the mud. These are our stories.
This is why World War I fascinates me, because in my eyes, it shows the true, raw horrors of war. So many times we as a society, especially in the United States, we love to romanticize war. We view it in a black and white lens of they are the bad guys and we're the good guys. But that's not accurate. War is never black and white. One cannot view it in any kind of lens. That would be impossible, for war is chaos in its purest form. When I was in high school, we read The Things It Carried by Tim O'Brien. It was a book he wrote of his time in Vietnam, and there was a quote that rang true for any kind of war. But for me, this especially rang true for World War I. A true war story is never moral. It does not instruct nor encourage virtue, nor suggest models of proper human behavior, nor restrains man from doing things that man has always done. If a story seems moral, do not believe it. If at the end of a war story you feel uplifted or you feel some small bit of rectitude that has been salvaged from the larger waste, then you have been made a victim of a very old and terrible lie. There's no rectitude whatsoever. There's no virtue. As first rule of thumb, therefore, you can tell a true war story by its absolute and uncompromising allegiance towards obscenity and evil.
Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile.
France, Rupercourt. 1918. It was late in the war. As winter draws, the Germans fortify their lines and dare the enemies to come to them. Waves of infantry dies crashing against German concrete. The map did not change. Heavily armed and well protected, the British Mark V tanks fear some war machines and clears trenches that destroys barbed wires and tanks can break through. On October 17th, British forces prepare their mass assault on the town of Cambrai with tank support. Allied command believes breaking it is a certainty, but the Mark V tanks had one major flaw. It was not reliable. Many Mark Vs, Mark IVs were prone to breaking down. They were not reliable. That was how infamous it was. They were not reliable at all. And consider the fact we were using like what we consider primitive technology at our time. It was not really that fast. What we think a vehicle should be fast, because vehicles were just barely making a resurgence in modern day society. So they used like tractor engines for the tanks. So they were slow, they were not reliable, and they were pretty easy targets to take down with artillery. But once they're pushed like a trench, what are you gonna do against a tank? See, there's the artilleries. The artilleries and the pigeons.
Been looking at your papers.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'm ready to do my bit for king and country.
Listen, son, you find forward and reverse when you're told you'll do all right for me. Grab those, would you? Come and meet Big Bess.
Big Bess.
Woman of your dreams.
There's Big Bess.
And our new driver, boys.
Through mud and blood. I love the look of the Mark IV and 5s. The Rep trapezoid look. I like it. It was super cramped in there.
Whoa, no, don't swear. She does not like it when you swear. Finch, you've done this before.
Done what before?
Mind your business with manners. Listen, don't worry. She'll look after you, yeah?
All right, boys. This is the big one. Our orders are to punch through the German line, destroying artillery positions as we go. Finch.
Yes, sir.
There it is. Wind that fucker. Yeah! Look at that! Look at that tractor engine go.
After that, we'll advance on the French town of Cambrai,
Cambrai.
where I have been assured there is wine, women, and song. So you should enjoy that.
Ah, McManus won't. Jesus. Are we in safe hands or what, boys?
All right, McManus. Remember, boys, do your jobs, take care of each other. Big Bess will take care of you.
May Lord have mercy on our souls.
We'll get through this together, right, Edwards?
Right, sir.
Full ahead, driver!
Yeah. As we have our, there it is. Yeah. All right. So in the intro when I said that I'm not a historian and you should not take this video seriously because I'll make some mistakes. Yeah. So through the first 10 minutes of Through Mud and Blood, I opened a Wikipedia and accidentally showed the first Battle of Cambrai and not the second. Both of them are relatively the same. The only difference is the second battle, the British and Canadian forces won, while the first battle was, if I remember correctly, close to stalemate. The German position were dug in the first battle. And also the first Battle of Cambrai introduced the very first instance of tank warfare. But I can read you the description of the second Battle of Cambrai. The Battle of Cambrai in October of 1918 was a watershed and the closing stage of World War I. Once the Heisenberg Line was broken and the Cambrai was taken, the peace of Allied advances rarely afforded the retreating German army in time to stop and dig in. The Germans usually took up positions in urban areas using civilian populations to reduce the likelihood of artillery bombardment, and the Ad hoc defense offered by buildings and walls and other reinforced obstacles to engage the advancing Allied infantry. The war shifted from trench warfare to a campaign of movement and maneuver. Although the capture of Cambrai was achieved significantly faster than expected, German resistance northeast of the town stifled slowly the advance and forcing the Canadian Corps to dig in. The British soldiers, Arthur Bullocks, recounted entering Cambrai after it has been taken and the fort had moved to the ridge beyond. He described the continued repulsion of the German forces with the mass of troops being deployed and withdrawn to the strict timetable, and reported what made the heart beat faster was the sound of music. The battalions were marching in with bands playing. He recalled that over 500,000 men could be seen from one position. It was a spectacle on grand scan, an irresistible military might, operated on clockwork basis with an assurance and buoyancy of spirit which baffled descriptions. Bullocks also recalled marching through the empty, echoing streets of Cambrai with the band playing jazz. Okay, that is all. Bye-bye.
Roll dead! Can't move, Hedge! I need you out there. Take a look. Watch your mouth, Spencer! Let's get on and lend him a hand! Okay. Less sad words? You good? You sure?
Oh shit. Damn.
Finch is gone!
Finch! I'm fixing the land ship. I'm getting it. This would be a death sentence for most tanks. With the mud. For most tanks, especially in World War I, mud. I'm on.
Get us moving! Can't get any traction! Push him back, lads! Get back here!
Ah, they're climbing on me.
I can't move her! Come on! Come on, man! I can't! Sure! Hudson! Hey, you two minds, you're gonna get us all killed! Edward's behind you!
Oh, goddamn. There's one of the only things you can take down a tank. Oh, no. If you're on like the infantry side, you see the tank in World War I. That's one of the only chances to take it down if it's stuck. Especially, it makes it easier to just climb on that motherfucker and throw a grenade in there. The pigeons play an important role in World War I. Since we didn't in World War I, you didn't have any.
Release the pigeon! That is an order, son! Do you understand me?
There was no clear way of communication because radios didn't exist at this time, or like it did exist in some times, but it was super limited. It was only through cable, especially in trenches. So pigeons were a really good way to send in a message. Carrier pigeons. Because if you look on the left side of their leg, you have a little note. And most of the time, in this instance, the carrier pigeon is probably going to go to an artillery. They're probably going to blow themselves up with artillery. There it is.
Orders! Sir, new fire mission. It's Townsend, sir. Sir. 3, 6, 4, target.
They learned their artillery. For the first time, World War I marked the first time people were killed from the air. And that's one of the reasons. Death came from above for the first time.
Nice serving with your lads.
the devil, Townsend. Is that right? All we got out here is blind orders and chance. Which you'll do for us first, you reckon?
I'm sick of your lip, McManus.
Aye, sir.
Edward, start it up.
Damn.
You lines backing up.
Big best. Give us a break. Give us a break. Come on. Come on, miss. Come on, stop. Stop, big miss. Stop.
Damn.
It stopped. Are you just gonna stand there?
There it is. Dick Bass is up and running.
Ah, hell. There's fog up ahead. I can't see more than 20 yards.
We're pushing through. Edwards, I'll drive. You jump out and scout ahead. Don't be a hero, lad. Just do your job.
Let's all get through in one piece, eh? If you get into trouble, we'll be right behind you, lad.
Now that was badass. Oh my god. Motherfucker. Yeah! Bitch.
Well, that's enough fun and games for a Tuesday. Get in and drive, Edwards. Let's get
What a bloody shambles. Get yourself in the driver's seat and get us rolling before the whole German army shows up.
Yeah.
Yes, give us a break. Give us a break.
What, Edwards, what?
So she needs new spark plugs.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Again, Mark IVs were extremely unreliable, so they were prone to engine failure.
Can you see it, son? Can you see the village?
Yes. Yes, I see it.
And what about our tanks? Can you see any of our tanks down there?
Edwards.
Yeah. But they're not ours anymore.
Sounds like whatever Bess needs is down in that village.
All right. Let's go, Edwards. Let's go.
Good luck.
Come over here. That tank is going nowhere and he'll be dead by morning. We're fucked.
What's it, you? You're just gonna abandon the mission, are you?
Don't you get it? Finch, Pritchard, all of us. We've been fucked all along.
Look, if that's what you want, McManus, then just go.
Don't you ever talk to me like that. I've ran more fucking missions than you have had hot dinner, son.
McManus, just fucking go.
Oh yeah, another element of World War I history. Horses! Many horses in World War I with volunteers. Them with dogs. Oh, the owners volunteered their horses to the war effort. Same with their dogs. Both any farm animals were very valued in World War One, especially goats. The goat farmers fucking made bank, especially on the British side, since the British had controlled India at that point, and many Indians liked drinking goat milk, so the goat farmers made more money. But horses, dogs, what?
Goat milk thicker.
Yeah, but the Indians preferred goat milk. That's why it was. That's why it made the goat farmers made bank.
I lost my way back there. There's no right way in a place like this. We'll find one.
And also,
You're the driver.
eating cows and using anything from a cow was taboo for Hinduism, I believe. So that's also another reason why goat farmers made bank in World War One.
Oh, I thought you were talking about actual Native Americans, not.
No, India.
Aye.
Because
Asian Indian.
the British,
So that's the last
the
one.
British was in control of India.
Let's get moving. I've done everything right. Everything. My whole sodding life. All I've done is live my life by the manual. By the manual! What's wrong with you? You stupid bloody machine! Come on, Bess. Pull yourself together and work with it.
I hate it.
Come on, there it is.
Fuck's sake, I thought you liked to bloody well fight.
There it is. Good old Bess. That almost never happens because the tank engines were horrible in World War One. But
She likes it when you swear.
she likes it when you swear.
All right, Edwards. Rendezvous is past those hills in the distance. Just find that village down there. All right, lads. Hang on. Here we go. Left flank. Capture tanks moving into the village.
Steady, lads. We're well behind Jerry's lines now. No way of knowing what we're up against.
That's a cheerful thought.
Come on, lads. We've held together this long. Let's not fall apart now.
Old Bess has got us this far. And she'll get us all the way if we do our bit.
Come on, Bess. A good 5 miles an hour. Come on, let's do this. Motherfucker.
Good shooting, McManus.
Yeah. I'll teach you to take one of our tanks. I'll teach you to take one of our tanks. Yeah, you can't move now, can you?
Nice job, McManus.
Get out of the way.
Here they come. Machines are ready.
Alright, you're not expecting me to charge at you, huh? Come here.
We got the little bastard.
Come here.
Pack up your troubles, your roll it back and smile, smile, smile. While you lose a light your fag. Smile, boys, that's the style. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile.
Artillery.
Oh shit.
Drive.
Oh no! Bess! We lost the track! Oh shit!
Sorry, Bess.
Damn. And do be like that though. Do be like that. You grab one of those Mark IVs, you just one artillery will just fucking get rid of your fucking treads, and you're just sitting duck there. Or if your tank just randomly shuts down. Tanks in World War I were super unreliable. It was better to just run the cavalry than just drive a tank at times because how unreliable they are. And then World War II made them less unreliable, and then it became a monster hell.
So, what do we do now, driver?
We walk.
We walk. The Battle of Cambrai. Battle of Cambrai. More than 300 tanks took part in the Second Battle of Cambrai. The war ended a month later.
I have nothing left to bet, you idiot.
The plane.
Ah, shit, come on.
That's rich. Oh, why the hell not? I got you beaten anyway. What have you got?
Sorry, my keyboard's messing up. I fucking love this scene.
Wipe your mouth, Blackburn.
That wasn't supposed to happen. But you know, I'll be taking that plane anyway.
What the bloody hell?
There it is.
You lost. I beat you.
The thing is, Rackham, it's a very beautiful aeroplane, and you're kind of a jackass.
I beat you fair and square. God damn it! Stay the hell away from my kite! Oh, you bastard! You can't do this to me.
You know, inadvertently, it technically saved his life.
My name's Clyde Blackburn. I'm a pilot and
And a gambler.
I'm George Rackham. I'm George bloody Rackham. Listen to me. You bastard! Keep off my aeroplane.
If you asked me to name my biggest fault, I'd have to tell you, I'm just not a very honest person.
But yeah, if any of you, oh,
I'm Wilson, by the way. You must be George Rackham.
Sure, I'm Rackham. I'm your guy. Come on, let's get this kite up in the air.
You're George Rackham, son of the 4th Earl of Windsor.
That's right. Hip hip Bean.
if you were,
The Bristol was everything it was advertised to be. A pure
damn,
joy
that's
to
beautiful.
fly. It was a crisp, sunny day, and everything would have been perfect had I only been alone.
I think it's the first Battlefield game you can actually fucking fly.
Hey back there. It's a great
I like in the
day for a
campaign.
picnic, don't you think?
Right, you see that plane up ahead? You need to catch up with it.
There we go.
You see those targets on the ground?
Oh.
Yeah, I see them.
Try using the rockets on them. Get a feel for hitting the ground targets.
God damn it. See, I'm telling you that I just made it the life expectancy of a pilot. 7 minutes. No, I made it past 18 minutes. Let's go. I'm a good pilot, bro.
Yeah, I see. Sound like an American. I pick up accents easily. Probably be speaking French by the time we got to Jerry's beat. I see. You're a very suspicious man, Wilson. Has anyone ever told you that?
Yeah, very suspicious man, Wilson.
Jesus Christ! Germans! What do we do?
What do you think? We shoot them down.
Oh yeah, see. Talking about. There are some pilots that did a really good job. One of them was the Red Baron. He was a very famous German pilot. Oh! You mastered his craft. Motherfucker. Yeah.
Really bloody dangerous!
You're a pilot. What do you mean it's bloody dangerous? Your whole job is bloody dangerous. Ooh, ooh. I was never said I was the best pilot. Ah, motherfucker. He was closer than he looked. He was closer than he looked. Where you going? Ooh, where you going? Ooh, you ain't the Red Baron. You ain't the Red Baron. Where you going, huh? Where you going, huh? Where you going, huh? Where you going, huh? Where did he go? Oh. Wing nut.
He's going that way, and we're going after him.
I think he's leading us to a trap. Yeah, he might be leading us to an ambush.
What are you doing? We should turn back!
Ah, to hell with base.
Oh shit! Ah, goddamn! No, that would have been a death sentence. Because like a normal bullet or like a machine gun round can take down a plane. Because like it was built with like mainly wood, paper, and sometimes light metal. But yeah, this is what most planes were also reconnaissance planes. Super fucking dangerous to be this close down to a target, but that proves the point. Most planes were reconnaissance planes.
That's how we accidentally discovered where Germans were keeping their munitions for half the Western Front. And Wilson's pictures would help HQ launch a major assault.
Yep.
There was just one problem.
I'm not sure about this.
Oh, come on. We did a great thing. We'll get medals for this.
We weren't even supposed to be there.
When the commander sees these pictures, he won't care. We did a great thing. We can do it again.
I'll make you a deal. If we pile up on this, then you need to promise me that you'll get me back in one piece.
Sure thing.
Promise. I need your word.
Okay, I promise.
Stay here. And don't cause any trouble.
You know, I did like the guy. But he was kind of naive.
Sir, you might want to take a look at these.
Saints alive, your man must be
One
hell of a pilot.
Before we knew it, we were back in the air. Our mission? To clear the way for the bombers so they could blow that fortress all to hell. First, we'd have to down the barrage blimps. Jesus, imagine being a lookout on a blimp. Bad luck, Fritz. Next, we'd have to deal with their anti-aircraft trucks.
Yep.
The assault was already in full swing when we got there. We'd have to deal with all those defenses, then escort our bombers to their target when they arrived. Tall order. But victory here could change the course of the whole damn war, they said. Safe to say, Wilson was less than thrilled.
Now we're actually doing this in fields really dangerous!
Trust me. And bunker yourself in, maybe.
Down those blips! Clear the way for our bombers!
That motherfucker ran into me. Uh-oh. Okay. Dive bomb. Oh wait, no, I didn't pull up high enough. So whoever said I was one hell of a pilot, fucking lied.
Those troops will wreak havoc on our bombers. Jerry's got us in his sights. Hold tight and don't be melodramatic.
Uh oh.
Whoa, he's good, isn't he?
No, God. God damn it! Make sure to splash your cream upon them. What the fuck? Woo! See, look, even the fucking you have to go on this fucking plane, bro. Shit's scary.
The bird was busted. She
I just
buried her nose in
very
no man's
dangerous.
land a half-mile due west of where I went down. Wilson, the poor sap, didn't make it out.
You didn't even have a parachute, yeah.
But that was his bad luck.
Parachutes probably were not invented then.
Had more pressing problems.
They were invented in so literally towards the end of World War I, parachutes were invented in 1989. Yeah. That was part of my plan, you see. You see. They told I'm one hell of a pilot, bro. It's part of my plan. Now I'm gonna grab this shovel and beat the shit out of one of the goddamn Germans. Hold on. Say hi for William for me. Give me the blue remote. You motherfucker! God damn it! Yeah.
Tell me what to do. I might do whatever business I want to.
Forget about.
Ease.
Okay. Now I'm gonna beat the shit out of this German with my shovel.
Cool. French warfare.
The big reason why there was a lot of casualties in World War I was due to diseases and artillery.
Yes.
And specifically the rats. Like if you had a rat infestation, it'll fuck up your food supply. You starve. You also have to resort to killing rats to nourishment that have diseases.
They didn't have MREs back then.
No, they did not. So how it worked is that there was a supply chain and there was an actual cook in your trench typically, who actually cooks for you.
That man got bread.
That man got bread for days. Ooh, bread man.
Baron, why do you have a scroll in your hands?
I'm sorry.
Damn.
Promise to get me back in one piece. Just keep it down. What about medals? What about being heroes?
Aw.
I'm no hero.
Come on, Blackburn. Don't be a coward. Save your teammate. You gave him your word, Blackburn. Come on.
We were lying. No good bastard. Look me in the eye and finish it.
Battlefield 1.
Come on. Which is it? Put your cards on the table, Blackburn.
Yeah, Blackburn.
You're not George Rackham, are you? Son of the 4th bloody Earl of Windsor. How naive do you think I am?
Let's get out of here.
Alright, now I have to carry a whole ass grown man into our side of the trench. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go!
The guy was losing a lot of blood.
Whole ass man. There's the mud, there's the barbed wire, the endless bodies, the fire. There's a Mark IV right here. Goddamn. Damn.
In the light. Nearly there. We made it. We made it.
Friendlies! Friendlies!
Wilson said I was a no-good, lying son of a bitch. I brought him home because I think he's probably right. And I hate that fact more than I can tell you.
This guy's a bloody hero.
No, he's nothing of the sort. He's a cheat, a thief, and a liar. And he'll answer for his crimes.
Oh shit.
Wilson, with me, I need a gunner.
Over here. I'll do it. Rackham, let me help.
You don't deserve to fly.
Well, he's dead now, so I mean.
Wilson, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die up there.
Come on, Wilson.
Come on.
One more score.
You sure you don't want to sit this one out?
Not a chance. You owe me a bloody medal.
Alright.
Alright, I got this. Are you with me?
Of course I'm bloody with you. Fighters on their way. I'll cover
Drop.
our tail.
Yeah. Woo!
Incoming! Bandit on our 6! Turn hard! Turn hard!
Woo!
Watch it!
For king and country! Oh fuck. Uh-oh.
Fight at 6 o'clock!
Ooh! Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Ooh! I crashed into a blimp. There's a goddamn clanker in my goddamn chat. Hold on. I'm jaking it. Oh, I'm jaking. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Motherfucker. You motherfucker. There we go. Fucking plane. We must protect London for king and country. Oh fuck. Yeah, let's get the other way, friendly. This is mine. Eh. What the fuck is he? Yeah. I can see you. You're spilling gas. Oh fuck! Oh my PC! Where the fuck did you go?
Looks like their last one. That was some bloody good flying.
Well, it'll make for one hell of a story.
There you go.
Ah, shit. Bombers incoming.
To take them down. They're clipped.
Woo!
Triplane turning in on us.
There we go. That's one bomber down.
Shit.
Clipped his wing. Perfect. Ooh. Ooh. Woo!
Hey, get us back in there. Briefing say get on their stern. Coming
Okay.
fast will sweep in from below to avoid those guns.
Come on. Got him. Woo! Uh-oh. Woo! There it is.
Whoa. We got trouble.
Oh no! Don't you be getting any ideas?
You did say you wanted a medal, didn't you?
Fun fact, those this is the one time those blimps are in actual good altitude in real life.
More targets. Hang on.
Blimps during World War I were supposed to be really high. And also, what I'm doing is also a death sentence for a pilot in World War I, attacking a goddamn blimp. Oh! Most World War I pilots did not attack a blimp head on because they had AA guns on them. It was a literal floating fortress. Ooh! I got the trench gun. War crime, motherfucker!
Come on, Prince! Come and get it! My name's Clyde Blackwood. I'm a pilot. I'm a gambler. And I'm a stand-up kind of guy. I am a stand-up kind of guy. I'm a stand-up kind of guy.
I'm a stand-up kind of guy!
You too, you big bastard. Come and get it! Come on! Come on!
Oh shit!
We're square now. Me and you.
Keep him
Oh, can I just shoot him with the AA gun? Come. Yeah. Alright, that's pretty cool.
Wilson, we gotta go.
Yeah, that was a bot. Goddamn clanker. It was just advertising views. How the fuck would I?
And that's my story. A selfish man who risked his own life to save another, and in doing so, found he was saved himself.
Listen, I'm a simple man, but I'm crazy.
Time though, and you'll probably hear other versions.
Simple man, but I am crazy.
Who killed his buddy, then lied, cheated, and murdered his way across half the Western Front, only to escape court-martial in the chaos of an air raid. But don't listen to any of that. What you heard from me is the truth. I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't. Would I?
It was also very common that soldiers, and it doesn't matter if it's World War One or any wars afterwards, soldiers would just embellish the truth. You know, it's not the whole truth. They just embellish it a little bit. You know,
just enough.
Just enough to where it's believable, but at the same time, they want to make themselves look nice. So.
Oh my God! Like you always talking about World War One, and you don't even know a damn thing that happened in that event.
Oh shit!
Grab this.
Like,
you. There you go.
You know.
How you been, Shinobi?
You know. They kicked out of better places.
Better places.
Suona e chiama di San Giusto la campana. L'ora suona, l'ora suona.
I'm only gonna stream for like, it should only take me an hour. Oh yeah, Italy and Austria-Hungary are in a deadlock among the Alps. Embraced by snow-capped mountains, neither side can find a way to dislodge their enemy. Regular forces dig and reinforce their position. Meanwhile, in the late damn. I can read that. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. Either we win or we die.
Italy. The Arditi.
So, this game, again, obviously, this is a video game. It's not really supposed to be realistic. There were instances where soldiers wore actual, like, medieval knight armor, but not to this extent, and certainly not carrying a machine gun like that. No. Now, what I meant by, like, wearing armor, there was instances where riders wore, like, chest plate, like medieval, not medieval knight, but, like, you know, metal chest plates. Anything to help defend themselves. Also, it's also very common on every side that most platoons and most soldiers were like in small towns. Like the army would recruit volunteers from the same town, and you had many instances where whole ass towns were wiped out from the male populace because the entire male populace of some towns were killed in wars of World War One. It also led to the nickname of their generation called the Lost Generation. That's one of the reasons why whole towns were wiped out, because most of the male populace fought in the same battalion or in the same instance army or the same corps. They were not spread out, and so consequently many towns were just wiped out from the male population. I was it's not the most historically accurate, this mission, but it's probably one of my favorites. This whole game is not historically accurate, obviously. It has to be a video game, first and foremost, but this is still one of my favorites. The Italian front was very mountainous. The Alps. Look at that. You got anti-tank grenades there. Fight a battle inside a mountainous area. It's super hard because you have to worry about rock slides. You have to worry about the terrain, and you have to worry which side has the high ground. And even when you get to the high ground, you still have to worry about the terrain, the lack of oxygen. Because the further up you go, the lack of oxygen you're gonna get. Another little fun fact. It was very common because again, World War I was I like to call it the clash between the old world and the new world. So what I mean by that is oh, I got ran over. Many times many soldiers hold up in medieval castles and forts, forts and castles. Now, granted, those medieval forts and castles cannot withstand artillery because they were not made for artillery. They were made for general, defending against ground troops. But there were many instances where
he was still heading to the fort.
People would just set up camp at a medieval forts or medieval castles, anything to get to find shelter. So you have instances of medieval forts that just been there for hundreds of years, just be destroyed from artillery. You also have cases of medieval towns like Tannenberg just wiped out entirely. Oh.
After the first few went down, they started targeting me. I had to stand my ground.
Stand my ground. I am my perimeter. My perimeter is me. Come on. Uh-oh. No. Come on, you motherfucker. There we go. Now, obviously, one man cannot take down an entire armada of planes, especially bombers, but this is still cool. My boy, he stood his ground. He was the man. He showed who's boss, bro. And then one of the big casualties of fighting on a mountainside. Rock slides. Oh shit.
When I got up, I thought I had died and gone to hell.
Quit that. I'm gonna go inside here. Woo! Eh. Oh, that upstairs is closed. Okay. Oh, hello. Bonk. Bonk. Come on. Oh my god.
I don't know how. I just knew Matteo wasn't there. Started giving into the hope that Matteo had escaped. And then...
Damn.
No! No!
Damn. And it was many instances where you just, again, and the battalion's filled with people from your town or sometimes your brothers. They didn't had what modern day armies where they just mix people together. No, in World War I, you had many instances where you had entire towns just.
And here I am, still.
Entire towns just wiped out because the males of that town, just all of them died sometimes.
Who decides such things?
Yeah. That's just one of the brutalities of World War I. You fight alongside your literal brothers sometimes.
Buon compleanno, Matteo.
On an upheaval followed the war, empire collapsed, new countries were formed. The world, in our view, has changed forever. Yep. Enemies were changed not only by those that last, but also those who return. Both the fallen and the veterans become known as the Lost Generation. That's why they got the nickname, the Lost Generation. One of the reasons, at least. They also had the Spanish flu that also gave to the nickname of the Lost Generation. 9th of January 1916, the Entente powers, that being the British, the French, and the Russian Empire, sought to weaken the Ottoman Empire. Once of the Central Powers by taking control of the Turkish Straits, they would expose the Ottoman capital of Constantinople. Why they name it? You gotta ask the Turks. To bombard capital of Constantinople, to bombardment by the Entente battleships and cut it off from the Asian parts of the empire. With the Ottoman Empire defeated, the Suez Canal would be safe and the Bosphore and the Dardanian Straits would be open to Entente supplies to the Black Sea and warm water ports to Russia. In February of 1915, the Entente fleet failed to force a passage through Dardanian. Hold on, I'm gonna have to pronounce that. How the fuck? Copy. Paste. Pronunciation. Dardanelles. Dardanelles. There you go. My English is not good. An amphibious landing on the Gallipoli Peninsula began on April 1915, and in January of 1916, after 8 months of fighting, with approximately 250,000 casualties on each side, the land campaign was abandoned and the invasion force was withdrawn. It was a costly campaign by the Entente powers and the Ottoman powers as well. For the sponsors of the expedition... Oh, there were the sponsors... Okay, I'm reading shit. I'm fucking tired as fuck. It was a costly campaign for the Entente powers and the Ottoman powers as well as for the sponsors of the expedition, especially the First Lord of the Admiralty, i.e. Winston Churchill. The campaign was considered a great Ottoman victory in Turkey and is regarded as a defining moment of history of the state, a final surge and a defiance of the motherland as the Ottoman Empire retreated. The campaign became the basis for the Turkish War of Independence and the declaration of the Republic of Turkey. By 1923, with the Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, who rose to prominence as a commander of the Gallipoli, as a founder and the president. The campaign is also considered to be some of the beginning of Australia and New Zealand national consciousness. The battle overall was a disaster for the Triple Entente, but Turkey, obviously, the Ottoman Empire and Turkey, won the Battle of Gallipoli, but also, like I read in the thing, Australia and New Zealand, because of this battle, got a sense of national identity afterwards. Nationalism is not an inherently bad thing. It just means pride for your nation. Now, when it gets horrible is when you get to ultra-nationalism. That means it's supremacy above every other country. Thankfully, the Australia and New Zealand did not went ultra-nationalist. They just developed a national identity. They decided, hey, we the Anzacs, Australia and New Zealand, we decide we have our own national identity. We did this. It was us. We helped around. We helped. I think that also led to their independence from the British, if I remember correctly. Now, the anniversary of the landing of the 25th of April is known as Anzac Day. From my understanding, I'm not Australian. Anzac Day is literally just Australia's version of the US's like Veterans Day. It's to commemorate and remember the veterans who fought the Battle of Gallipoli, and also any of the Australian and New Zealand veterans afterwards. Is Australia and New Zealand's Veterans Day, which I find pretty cool. That's just some backstory of the Battle of Gallipoli before we start the runner. The Battle of Gallipoli. The British Empire intends to open a new front to the war. Plans for an unprecedented naval invasions of the Ottoman homeland are drawn up. The attacking the naval force represents the biggest single fleet yet assembled. This gathered ships carried over 500,000 men, the force drawn from Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, India, Newfoundland, France, and British. Also, not many people know this, but as Cap Haley's, the steamship River Clyde is used as the Trojan horse, crashing into the beaches, has deployed several battalions of Allied soldiers at tenacious beachhead and seized 500,000 London forces. Day 2. But not many people know this, but on the British forces, like Battle of Gallipoli, Australia, New Zealand, but there was also Indian troops from India, because India was a colony of the British. Ireland troops. Again. This is one of my favorite stories. This and Through Blood and Mud, Mud and Blood.
Frederick Bishop?
Oh, God.
Hey, are you Frederick Bishop?
Nope. He's dead, sorry.
But isn't this your picture?
I suppose so.
Jack Foster. I'm your new charge.
No, you're not. You have to take this kid off me.
Of course not. He came all this way just to see you. Frederick Bishop, the pride of Australia. Been lied about his age to get past conscription.
Another common thing, many people lied about their age because it was pretty hard to verify people's actual age. So a lot of people blinded by the war effort lied about the age to join the front lines. It was also in World War II, but this is some example. Bishop.
What a disaster. Our first wave didn't stand a chance.
Look at all their defenses. How can we take the beach?
We have the dreadnoughts this time. Plug your ears, kid. It's gonna be loud.
Send these
There we go.
coordinates.
Easy.
That's it. Time to go. Whoa, where do you think you're going?
With you?
Level you go. Yeah, okay, you're staying here. And you'll move up with rear command only after I fire the signal flare. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Try to stay out of trouble.
I have to get to the top of the beach. Those rowboats don't stand a chance.
Attack! Attack!
God damn.
Jeez!
Where you at? Where you at? Got someone. God damn. There you go, that was weird.
Come on, lads, push to the top.
Bonk. Bonk. Ooh, fuck, I forgot how to play this. Hold on. Bonk. Bonk.
Gotta capture that overlook.
Bonk. God damn. Ah! Is that done? Bonk. Motherfucker. Oh, I got him. I got him there. God damn it. There we go. What are you doing? I got the trench gun, motherfucker.
Push towards that overlook.
Woo! Bonk. I got him. Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum. Quit that. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he had a sword. No one. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Take the hill.
We've got to push towards that overlook.
Fucker. One. Two. A 3 and a 4. Hi. Motherfucker. What the? Go. You ready to board off?
Time to send up the flare.
Fucking kidding me. Come to me. Here. Look at that, huh? Kid, you lied your way into hell on earth. You just wanted a statue of yourself in your town square. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Wait, how did he not throw up? I like how they made him, derealize what his false sense of.
Come on.
Like, pride of being like fighting in a war.
I'm
But
gonna
what? Why didn't he just like dissociate after? Why did he throw up right now when he forced him to look? But why did he climb up the same hill as I did?
Yeah. I guess so.
Unless... Not Keely, are you? Now, first things first. Yeah, come on, stand up. Follow me. Arm in here. This arm out. Butt into your shoulder. That's it. Cheek against the butt. Oh, that's it. Point it where you want to shoot. That's it. Okay. Get your feet apart a little bit.
There you go.
I was beginning to think I already lost my Australians.
What can I do you for?
Not you, the boy. We need a runner for the front lines.
Really? No.
Yes.
No. You can't make the kid do it. He'll just stumble into a firefight and get killed.
No, I can do it.
No. I'll do it.
Fine. You're here with me, and you will be running.
So for those who don't know, a runner, well, eventually, when I get a, like, what I say that, I'm streaming myself, but what a runner is essentially is, since communication was very primitive in World War I, there were two ways to communicate to other people. Either one through pigeon, or through a runner. A runner is pretty much a courier, but usually they go to no man's land. My remote's fucking broken. I'm on you. So that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm running to deliver property coordinates for bombardment. You don't see nothing. Get report. Yep. Okay. Have to get the report.
Set bayonet! Be ready to charge!
Ooh, they're bombarding the goddamn fort.
This whole thing is going to shit. I need to get back to Whitehall.
Report back, command. Yep. That's essentially what a runner would do. Is just run to whatever you're being told to run. Write down a report or like deliver a letter. You're essentially a courier. That's pretty much it. You're essentially a courier. Woo! Defend the commander's outpost. Quit that. Motherfucker. There you go.
Fucking hell, you could have killed me.
But I didn't.
No, sure fucking didn't.
Nice shot.
Oh, well, you know, I just kind of saw him out there and I...
You got falling lines across the board.
That's what I thought. Bishop, go tell rear command that we'll be moving up.
Don't worry. I can handle myself here.
Head down, gun up. No open areas. Got it?
Got it.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna run again.
Gotta get to rear command.
Up.
Wait. Where is everyone?
Oh. I'm gonna name you Eduardo. Oh. Stay here, Eduardo. I'm gonna go check this out.
For those who didn't hear from a runner, the Allied position is lost. Artillery fire ordered to cover retreat to beach, shelling the village and outlying forts. Shit. Foster.
Yep.
Fucking Brits. Shelling their own position to cover a retreat.
Gotta love the British, man. Fuck the British. Oh yeah, they already start shelling. Oh shit.
Artillery already? Fucking hell.
Come on. Woo! Now that was close.
Okay. Now where's Whitehall?
Defend the point line.
Whitehall, news from the rear.
Help us here first.
Oh shit.
Prepare yourselves, men. Soldier. Nice shot.
Bonk.
Another one.
Oh shit.
Here they come again, boys. Have this.
Grab this. Motherfuckers. Motherfucker. Oh shit. I think I shot one of my men. Bonk.
Yeah, go to hell. Get out of here. Full-scale retreat. They're going to shell the village and the fort to cover us. We need to get out, now.
I sent men up to secure the fort.
A dead man. Who went?
Only those who volunteered, so naturally all of them.
Fucking kids.
But you remember being his age?
Foster. Fuck.
Yep.
I gotta get that kid.
Go. I'll pretend I didn't see you.
This isn't on you.
Of course it is. One more death for me to live with. Go, go, you don't have much time.
Yep. There's the fort.
Storming a fort by myself. And I called Foster an idiot. storming a fort by myself. I called Foster up here.
Motherfucker. Quit that. Owie. Just keep going. Just keep running. Just keep running.
Where's the entrance to this damn place?
What, again? You sure you didn't just want to shoot me?
Come on. Let's get you out of here. This place is about to come down any moment.
We can't leave. There are still hostiles coming, and we can't outrun them with our wounded.
Oh, shit.
You get going then. I'll cover your retreat.
The bishop is still...
I'll make it look like I'm capturing the fort. It'll be enough distraction. Once you get past Allied lines, send up a flare. Let me know you're safe. I'll make my retreat then. Oh, so you're disobeying orders now?
Well, I assume you did to come here.
Yeah. A proper Aussie.
You're a proper Aussie now.
Yeah.
Look the part.
Right. Up and at him, lads. Let's go.
Well, I could think of less ways to go.
Come on! I can take you!
Come on! Woo! Fucking, come here. Owie, my knee. Come here. Come here. Bonk. I'll take that. That works.
Fucking bombs, think twice, they don't have better aim. Christ! Bloody flamethrower!
Alright, that shit. That motherfucker's cool. Long reach. Oh, I got someone. Motherfucker.
Go to hell. Jack better be close.
What the? Owie. Uh-oh. Motherfucker. Fuck. Come on. Yeah. Motherfucker. Damn. And there's the bombardment of the fort. That was the Battle of Gallipoli. Savage fighting continued for 9 months, but ultimately resulted in a hard-won victory for the Ottomans. They held Gallipoli. Almost 100,000 Ottoman soldiers gave their lives for defending their homeland. For the rank came the battle-proven leaders that would go to found the Republic of Turkey. For the first time, Australians and New Zealanders fought under their own flag. Tales of heroism and mateships have prevailed in forging their national identities. Yeah. That's the Battle of Gallipoli. That was a short one. Alright. Now for the last one. So, I'm gonna have to do this live. Hold on. Let me get. All right. Let me give you some. Let me say some quick facts about Anzac Day. So, the Anzac Day, we reflect 110 years since the Gallipoli campaign and commemorate all Australians who have served the time and peace of war. Anzac stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. Anzac Day follows on the 25th of April each year. The 25th of April was officially named Anzac Day in 1916. On the 25th of April 1915, Australian and New Zealand soldiers formed part of the Allied expedition that set out to capture the Gallipoli Peninsula. This became known as Anzacs, and they took pride. And the pride they took in the name continues to this day. The Anzac landed on Gallipoli and met fierce resistance from the Ottoman Turkish defenders. Their plan was to knock Turkey out of the war quickly. Became a stalemate, and the campaign dragged for 8 months. At the end of 1915, the Allied forces have evacuated both sides. Both sides suffered heavy casualties, endured great hardships. Over 8,000 Australian soldiers were killed. The meaning of Anzac Day today includes the remembrance of the Australian killed in the military operations. Commemorate service are held at war. Memorials are at dawn, the time of the original landing of Gallipoli. Later on the day, current and former servicemen, women met to take part in the march. A typical Anzac Day dawn service ceremony may include an introduction, hymns, prayers, an address, laying on worth, recitation, the last poet, period of silence, the rouse of reveille, and the national anthem. Oh, the history of an Anzac biscuit. During World War I, friends and families sent food and fighting men. Due to the time delay in getting food items, the front line, they have sent food that remains edible for a long period of time. Hardtacks! And retaining high nutrient value. The Anzac biscuit met this need. The biscuit was first known as a soldier's biscuit, or hardtacks, I believe. The current name Anzac biscuit has much to do with the Australian desire to recognize the Anzac tradition, and the Anzac biscuit is part of the staple diet of Gallipoli. The Anzac biscuit is one of the few commendations that are edible, that are able to be legally marketed in Australia using the word Anzac, which is protected under federal legislation. Yeah, that's there the Anzac.
انهض للثورة والثار انهض للثورة والثار انهض كهبوب الأعصار انهض كهبوب الأعصار وارجم أعداءك بالنار وارجم أعداءك بالنار واهتف بالصوت الهدار واهتف بالصوت الهدار الثورة 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 نهج الأحرار الثورة نهج الأحرار.
Alright, so for this next section, it's going to be a long one because I feel it's important to give context of the Ottoman Empire, the Middle Eastern Front, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, and Lawrence of Arabia, and lastly, the Armenian Genocide. Now, this goes without saying, it's also going to be dark because, like I said, I'm talking about the Armenian Genocide. Now, I also preface genocide by sheer nature is disgusting, it is dark, and it's inhumane, and it doesn't matter which flag does it. It doesn't matter which country does it. It could be the United States, it could be Israel, it could be Nazi Germany, the Ottoman Empire, Turkey, the UAE. It doesn't matter. Genocide is disgusting, and it's horrible, and I always have sympathy for the people who are being oppressed and the victims of genocide. It's also disgusting that countries like Turkey denies the Armenian Genocide or refuses to acknowledge that the Armenian Genocide exists. It's disgusting. And like I said, it's a long one, so you have to buckle up. It's a while before we get to the actual story of Nothing's Written. I also preface this, like I said in the beginning of this video, I am not a historian, so I'm gonna mispronounce a lot of things, like public figures or treaties or cities. English is not my first language. I struggle speaking as it is. I read faster than I can speak. So all I can say is bear with me. But like I said, this segment is going to be a long one before we actually get Nothing Is Written. I mean, let me pull up the Wikipedia article. This is going to get really fucking dark because we're also going to have to talk about the Armenian Genocide, which was part of World War I history. So, the Ottoman Empire, as also called the Turkish Empire, was an empire that controlled much of the southern East Europe, West Asia, North Africa, and from the 14th century to the early 20th century, it was controlled. It was also controlled parts of southern Eastern Central Europe between the early 1600s, the early 18th century. Sorry, not 1600s, 16th century and the early 18th century. The empire emerged from the Boyolek and or Principality, founded in northern Western until. Sorry if I'm fucking butchering these words. Also known as the Asian Minor, by the Turkoman, also known as the Turkoman. So the Turkoman, tribal leader of the Osman I, his successor conquered much of the Asian Minor and expanded to the Balkans. By the mid-14th century, transforming their pretty kingdom into a transcontinental empire, the Ottoman ended the Byzantine Empire with the conquest of Constantinople. By 1453, by Muhammad II, which is the capital of Constantinople and control over the significant portion of the Mediterranean basin. The Ottoman Empire was at the center of interactions between the Middle East and the European for 6 centuries, ruling over many people. The empire granted various levels of autonomy to its many confessional communities, or mullahs. They managed their own affairs per Islamic law. During the region of the Salman I and Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire became a global power. While the Ottoman Empire was once thought to have entered a period of decline after the death of Suleiman the Magnificent, modern academics and conscious post that the empire continued to maintain a flexible and strong economy, society, and military. Into much of the 18th century, the Ottoman Empire suffered military defeats in the late 18th century and early 19th centuries, culminating in the loss of territory with the rising nationalism. A number of new states emerged in the Balkans following the Tanzimat reform. Over the course of the 19th century, the Ottoman state became more powerful and organized internally. In the 1876 revolution of the Ottoman Empire attempted a constitutional monarchy before revisiting its royalist dictatorship under the Abdul Hamid II following the Great Eastern Crisis. Over the course of the late 19th century, the Ottoman and intellectuals known as the Young Turks sought to liberalize and rationalize society and politics over Western lines of culmination of the Young Turk Revolution of 1908, led by the Committee of Young Union and Progressives, CUP, which reestablished the constitutional monarchy. However, following the disasters of the Balkan Wars, the CUP became increasingly radicalized and nationalistic, leading to the coup d'etat of 1913 to establish a dictatorship. In the 19th century and early 20th century, persecutions of Muslims during the Ottoman contraction and the Russian Empire resulted in a large-scale loss of life and mass migration to modern-day Turkey from the Balkan and Caucasus and Crimea. The CUP joined World War I on the side of the Central Powers and struggled with internal dissident, especially the Arab Revolt, and engaged in the genocide against Armenians and Assyrians and the Greeks. In the aftermath of World War I, the victorious Allied power occupied divided the Ottoman Empire, which lost the southern territories of the United Kingdom and France. The successor of the successful Turkish War of Independence, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk against the occupying allies, led to the emergence of the Republic of Turkey and the abolition of the Sultanate. So that's just a little bit of history. Sorry if I butcher any of the names, but a little bit of history of the Ottoman Empire. Because the Ottoman Empire joined World War I. Let's talk about the Middle Eastern theater of World War I. Middle Eastern theater of World War I saw action between the 30th of October of 1914 to the 30th of October 1918. The combatants on the side of the Ottoman Empire, including the Kurdish tribes in the Caucasians, and the relative majority of Arabs, with some assistance from the Central Powers on either side. The British, with the help of a small number of Jews, Greeks, and Armenians, some Kurdish tribes and Arab states, along with Hindus, Ski, and Muslim colonial troops from India, as well as troops from the British dominance of Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the Russians, with the help of Armenians, Assyrians, and occasionally some Kurdish tribes, and the French, with its North African and West African Muslim, Christians, and other colonial troops. From among the Allied powers, there were 4 main campaigns: Sinai, Palestine, Mesopotamia, Caucasus, Gallipoli. There were also 4 minor campaigns of Persia, South Arabian Interior, and Libya. Both used local amnesty or between delegates who relate to monetary powers for the tactics or for office not necessarily involved insurgents. So these are pretty much guerrilla fighters. Used local guerrilla forces in the region on the Allied side with Arabs who participated in Arab revolt and Armenian militia, who also participated in the Armenian resistance. Participated in the Armenian resistance supported by Russia during the war, along with the Armenian Volunteers Unit. The Armenian militia formed in the Armenian Corps of the First Republic of Armenia in 1918. In addition, the Assyrians joined the Allies and saw actions in southern eastern Turkey, northern Mesopotamia, which is Iraq, northwestern Iran, northeastern Syria, followed by the Assyrian genocide instigating the Assyrian War of Independence. Turks were also persecuted by the invading Russian troops in the east and by Greek troops, and the Armenian Federae of the west and east and south Anatolia. Theater covered the largest territory of the theaters in the war. Russian participation in the theater and to the result of the armistice of, how do you pronounce that? The Erzincan. The armistice of Erzincan was an agreement to suspend hostilities during World War I, signed by the Ottoman Empire and the Transcaucasian. These are fucking big words. The Transcaucasian Comrades and the Erzincan. On the 18th of December 1917, the armistice brought temporary peace in the Caucasus and the Caucasus and the Persian fronts until the 12th of February. After the revolution of Russian government and withdrew the war under the terms of the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk on the March 3rd, 1918, the Armenians attended the Trebizond Peace Conference. The Trebizond, how do you pronounce that? Fuck. Copy. Paste. Pronunciation. Trebizond. Excuse me. Trebizond Peace Conference of the March 14th, 1918, which resulted in the Treaty of Batum of June 4th, 1918. The Ottoman accepted the armistice of Mudro of the alliances of the October 30th, 1918, and signed the Treaty of Sevres of the August 10th, 1920, and later the Treaty of Lausanne of the 24th of July, 1923. So, a good reminder that most of the reason, there's 2 main reasons why the Middle East today is destabilized as fuck. 1, because of the Crusades, and 2, World War I and the British. Now, let's get to the Armenian genocide. This is where it gets dark. It is criminal that much of the world, especially in the United States, when I was in the history class, we glossed over the Armenian genocide. And it's even worse that the Armenian genocide is almost forgotten. Turkey made a big effort to try to erase the Armenian genocide from most people's mind. But let's talk about the Armenian genocide. The Armenian genocide was a systematic destruction of the Armenian people and the identity of the Ottoman Empire during World War I. Spearheaded by the ruling committee of the Union Progressive, CUP, it was implemented primarily through the mass murder of around 1 million Armenians during the death marches of the Syrian desert and the forced Islamization of others, primarily women and children. Before World War I, Armenians occupied somewhat protected, but subordinates. There was subordinates under the Ottoman society, and large-scale massacres of Armenians has occurred in the 1890s and the 1900s. 1909. The Ottoman Empire suffered a series of military defeats and territorial loss during the 1912 and 1913 Balkan Wars that sparked fear among CUP leaders that the Armenians, whose homeland in Anatolia they considered a Turkish nation, the Turkish nation's last refuge, would seek independence. During the invasion of Russia and the Persians' territory of 1914, Ottoman parliamentaries massacred local Armenians. Ottoman leaders took isolation instance of the Armenian resistance as evidence of widespread rebellion, though no such rebellion existed, and cited on genocide to primarily forestill the possibility of Armenian autonomy and independence. On the 24th of April 1915, the Ottoman authorities arrested and deported hundreds of Armenians, intellectuals, leaders from Constantinople. In the orders of Talat Pasha, estimated 800,000 to 1.2 million Armenians who were sent to death marches in Syrian desert. In 1915 through 1916, driven forward by parliamentary efforts, and deportees were deprived on food and water and subject to robbery, rape, massacres. Survivors were disbarred in concentration camps. Now, concentration camps by this time relatively kind of new. It was weird. It's a weird thing with concentration camps because the first recorded instance of what we now know what a concentration camp is was first recorded in the Second Boer War by the British. But there's another instance of concentration camps. Generally speaking, concentration camps was used throughout history, even before the Second Boer War. But what our modern understanding of a concentration camp now is because of the British during the Second Boer War, and now in the instance of the Armenian genocide. Massacres and survivors were dispersed into concentration camps. In the 1960s, another wave of massacres were ordered, leaving 200,000 deportees alive by the end of the year. Around 100,000 to 200,000 Armenian women and children were forcibly converted to Islam and integrated into the Muslim household. Massacres of ethnic cleansing of Armenian survivors continued through the Turkish War of Independence after World War I. It was carried out by the Turkish nationalists. Regards as the apex of horror conceivable before World War II, the genocide destroyed more than 2,000 years of Armenian civilization and Eastern Anatolia, along with the genocides of Eurasians, Syriac, and Greek Orthodox Christians, enabled the creation of ethno-nationalist Turkish state in the Republic of Turkey. The Turkish government maintains that the deportation of Armenians were a legitimate action and cannot be described as genocide. Here's the thing that pisses me off. The Turkish government is still trying to hide their genocidal intent on the Armenian people, and they're still trying to make sure much of the world does not really know about the Armenian genocide. That's what pisses me off. Because genocide, by any means, is a horrible, disgusting, cruel thing our species can do in general. Not only we destroy an entire civilization, we obviously kill hundreds of thousands of innocent lives. We destroy records of the entire civilization. We take their land. Genocide is horrible. End of discussion. And it's even more disgusting that most nations try to cover up most of the genocidal intent, i.e. Turkey and Israel. But that's neither here nor there. The deportation of Armenians were a legitimate action that cannot be described as genocide, said the Turkish government. As of 2025, 34 countries has recognized the genocide concerning the academic consensus. That's the Armenian genocide. It was disgusting. Genocide is horrible. Disgusting. I hate it. It's horrible. It's even more disgusting that even now, as of year 2025, genocides are still being waged. I.e. the genocide of Palestine and the genocide of Sudan. Genocide will always be horrible, no matter how you try to describe it. Disgusting. It's horrible. I wish more countries will do everything in their power to prevent and persecute perpetrators of genocide. It's horrible. It was horrible during the Armenian genocide. It was horrible and disgusting. During the Holocaust, it was horrible and disgusting. During the pacification of Algeria by the French, It's horrible. Genocide is disgusting. But as much as disgusting genocide is, it's still part of World War I history, so that's why we have to talk about it. It's disgusting. Genocide is horrible. The flag may be different, but the methods are always the same. Remember that.
Tribes of Bedouins had united to fight a war that was very different from the one we fought in the trenches. Using small, mobile units, they challenged the might of an empire, and they were rallied around the ideas of a single, influential warrior. Ideas of freedom and change.
Yep. During this time, much of the Middle East was starting to get to the process of learning about nationalism by the Western parts of the world. Much of the West tried to install the notion of nationalism as one unifying factor to help the Triple Entente pretty much break their hold of the Ottoman Empire. That's one key reason. Another reason, like I said, the British loves to make a bunch of fucking deals. They love to make a bunch of deals. The Sykes-Picot Agreement. That's one of the big deals that the British did. The agreement effectively divided the Ottoman province outside of the Arabian Peninsula into areas of the British and French-controlled influence. The British and French-controlled countries were divided by the Sykes-Picot line. The agreements allocated the U.S.-controlled what is today southern Israel, which is Palestine, Jordan. So the British controlled Palestine, Jordan, and southern Iraq, and additional small areas, including the ports of Haifa, Arcade, and allow access to the Mediterranean. French have controlled southeastern Middle East, so like Turkey, Kurdistan, and the Kurdistan region, Syria, and Lebanon. As a result of the included, how do you pronounce it? The Stanov-Purgul Agreement was the 26th of April of 1916. A letter from a Russian foreign minister of Senovgov to France, Sergei Senovov, to French ambassador of the Russian monarch Mircea Purgul regarding Western Armenia and Angola, and the Angola-French Sykes-Picot Agreement, the agreement for Russian influence over. Yep, Russia was to get the Western Armenian, in addition of the Constantinople of the Turkish Strats already promised under the 1915 Constantinople Agreement. Italy estimated the agreement of 1917 via the Agreement of Saint Jean de Marigny. Received southern Anatolia, the Palestine region, and the smaller area of the later Mandatory Palestine was to fall under international administration. There we go. The Palestinian region, with smaller areas of the later Mandatory Palestine, was to fall under international administration. Most of the world, during the Sykes-Picot Agreement, could, from my understanding, individually control where much of the Palestinian region was. The agreement was initially used directly as the basis of the 1918 Anglo-French Modus Vivendi, which provided the framework of the Occupied Enemy Territory Administration, and Latvia. More broadly, it was to land indirectly to the subsequent pardoning of the Ottoman Empire following the Ottoman defeat of 1918. Shortly after the war, the French ceded Palestine and Venezuela to the British Mandate, and the Levant Mesopotamia was assigned of April 1920 of San Romeo Conference, following the Sykes-Picot framework. The British Mandate of Palestine ran until 1948. The British Mandate of Mesopotamia was replaced by similar treaty of the Mandatory Iraq. The French Mandate of Syria and Lebanon lasted until 1946. The Anatolian parts of the agreement was assigned by August 1920 in the Treaty of Severus. However, the ambition was thwarted by the 1919 the 23rd Turkish War of Independence and the subsequent Treaty of Lausanne. The agreement seemed by many as a turning point of Western and Arab relations. Arabs saw as a failure to keep British promise, and the Makhanid Assam consequence, and Hassani bin El-Khan, and as the series of letters that were exchanged during World War I, in which government of the UK agreed to recognize Arab independence in a large region after the war in exchange the Shafra of Mecca launching the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire. Okay. With Hassani bin Ali, king of Hassani bin Ali, king of Hijaz. Hijaz? Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. Regarding the national Arab homeland, in exchange for supporting the British against the Ottoman Empire, the British later claimed that Palestine was meant to be excluded from the areas of Arab rule. It is technically located west Damascus. For obvious reasons, the Zionists took the same position. The Arab Independent interpreted the letter as it reads, Lebanon, not Palestine. As the west Damascus and over the area mentioned, the agreement along the others were made public by the Bolsheviks. So, on the thing with Palestine, that's a whole another jar of worms, another rabbit hole that's really complicated to explain in such a short amount of time. But to my best of my abilities, because this is technically World War I history. Palestine became under the rule of the British Mandate. You know, the British likes to make deals. They made a deal with the Arab populace, saying if you help us with the Arab revolt, you get sovereign nations. That's part of their deal, to my understanding. Again, the whole history of Palestine it's a whole can of worms that it is too complicated to explain in such a short amount of time. Just so you know, what's happening over there is considered genocide. Don't let everybody tell you otherwise. It's genocide, similar to the Armenian genocide. Now, this was made public by the Bolsheviks. Going back to the Sykes-Picot Agreement, this was made public by the Bolsheviks in Moscow on the 23rd of November 1917 and repeated the Manchester Guardian on the 26th of November 1917, such that the British were embarrassed at the Arab dismay and the Turks delighted. The agreement's legacy was led to much resentment in the region among Arabs in particular, but also among Kurds who were denied of an independent state. The Sykes-Picot Agreement pretty much is the reason why, like I said, why much of the Middle East is the way it is today. It's because the British, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, and third party like influence. That's mainly the reason why the Middle East is the way it is. Now, if you want to go even further, we can go to the Cold War, and the United States is also the main reason why the Middle East is the way it is, why the Middle East hates the United States. Because the United States imperialism. But that's also another can of worms that is too much to explain in such a short amount of time. It's just, TLDR, Sykes-Picot Agreement is the reason why the Middle East is the way it is. The British is also the reason why the Middle East is the way it is. Palestine is being genocided even now. It's all fucked. And it's because of World War I. Mainly the British. I blame the British for much of what the Middle East is the way it is. It's always the British. The British likes to grab their 30 little hands into every single fucking nation. I swear to God. It's always the British. Am I right, Taco? It's always the British.
Just hurry up and start the game.
The Middle East is complicated endeavor, okay? The French UK ambassador and state claimed Constantinople under Darnelius. In a series of diplomatic exchange over the 5-week period, the UK and France both agreed while putting forward their own claims to increased sphere influence in Iran, the case of the UK and annexation of Syria, including Palestine, and Cilicia. How do you copy here? Cilicia. Okay. Iran, in the case of the UK, annexation of Syria, including Palestine and Cilicia by France. The UK and France claim both agreed that all sides also agreeing that the exact government of the holy place was to be left for later settlement. Like I said, i.e. Palestine. Palestine was deemed to be a colonial project, fit for settlement by the Zionist movement. Zionism is also another can of worms that I cannot explain in such a short amount of time. The UK and France claim both agreed that all sides also arguing the exact government of the holy place left to be later for settlement or if it's not for the Russian Revolution of 1917, Constantinople and the Strats could have been given to Russia upon the Allied victory. The agreement of the Sykes-Picot Agreement was complementary, as France and British first had satisfied Russia in order to financialize pardoning of the Middle East. In the Treaty of London of April 26, 1915, Article 9, including committees regarding the Italian participation in any pardoning of the Ottoman Empire. The article stated, if France, Great Britain, and Russia occupied any territories of Turkey and Asia during the course of the war, the Mediterranean region, bordering on the province of Andalia, within the limits inducted above, shall be reserved to Italy, who shall be entitled to occupy it. That's just the agreement between Russia and Italy. The division of the Middle East and the dissection of the Middle East is a long endeavor filled with many different treaties. Thing before we start the game, Lawrence of Arabia. Okay, let's do a quick oversimplification so that way this stream does not be 4 hours long. Thomas Edward Lawrence, born on August 16th, 1888, and died on May 19th, 1935, was a British Army officer, archaeologist, diplomat, and writer known for the role during the Arab Revolt and Sinai and Palestine campaign against the Ottoman Empire in the First World War. This breadth and variety of its activities and associations, and Lawrence's ability to describe from vividly in writing, earned him the international fame of, i.e., Lawrence of Arabia, a title used in the 1962 film based on the wartime activities. Lawrence was born in Termagog, Carnarvonshire, Wales, and the illegitimate son of Sir Thomas Chapman, an Anglo-Irish landowner, and Sarah Lawrence Niegener, a governess of the employ of Chapman in 1896. Lawrence moved to Oxford, attending the City of Oxford High School for Boys, and read history at Jesus College, Oxford, from 1907 to 1910. Between 1910 and 1914, he worked as an archaeologist in the British Museum, chief of fly of the Carchmensch of the Ottoman Syria. He was in Syria during that time. After the outbreak of the War of 1914, Lawrence joined the British Army and was stationed in the Arab Bureau of Military Intelligence until a unit in Egypt. In 1916, he traveled to Mesopotamia and Arabia on intelligence missions and became involved with the Arab revolt against the Ottoman rule. Lawrence was ultimately assigned to the British military missions of Hejaz in the Hejaz mission on Hejaz as a liaison of Emir. And there is that guy. That's big. I'll just read what it says here because it's also he's another big player of the Arab Revolt, if I remember correctly. Velija bin Hassan Bel al-Hajma was a Hessian statesman who served as the king of Iraq from the 23rd of August 1921 until his death in 1933 as a member of the Hashemite family. He was also the leader of the Great Arab Revolt during the First World War. Yeah, that was the guy. And ruled as the unrecognized king of Iraq. Oh, let me... Okay. Yeah, him and Lawrence of Arabia are the main reasons of the Arab Revolt. That's the TLDR. Again, I'm oversimplifying because this whole section of World War I, it's complicated. It hurts my head. There's many treaties, and much of the Middle East is because the Sykes-Picot Agreement, Lawrence of Arabia, and Emir Fasha of the Hashemite family, i.e. the first king of Iraq. Yep. That's much. The leader of the revolt, he also participated in the engagement of the Ottoman military, communicating of the capture of Damascus in October 1918. After the war ended, he joined the Forest Office, working with Fezio in 1922. Lawrence retreated from public life and served an enlisted man in the Army Royal Air Force until 1935. He published The Seven Pillars of Wisdom in 1926, an autobiography account of the precipitation of the Arab Revolt. Lawrence has also translated books into English and wrote The Mint, which detailed his service in the RAF, a correspondent Essentially, and promoted artists, writers, and politicians. Also participated in the development and rescued motorboats of the RAF. Lawrence's public image results as part of the sensationalized reporting of the Arab Revolt by the American journalist Lowell Thomas. As well as 7 Pillars of Wisdom in 1935, Lawrence died at the age of 46 after being injured by a motorcycle crash in Darmstadt. That's just a quick TLDR of Lawrence of Arabia. I'm talking about him because he plays a key role and nothing is written. So, with all that complication, the Middle East theater, the Ottoman Empire, the different battles of... Did I even describe... There's so much shit in the Middle East. There's so much shit to explain in one single stream. There's so much shit that happened. And during the Middle Eastern theater of World War I, the Ottoman rule, the Ottoman Empire collapse, everything afterwards. So much shit to explain. I highly recommend if anyone watching this or if anyone watches the video that's going to come out probably in a week to do your own history deep dive into the Ottoman Empire and the Middle Eastern front of World War I, because it's mostly still, most of the aftermath is still being seen even to the modern day. And like I mentioned, the genocide in Palestine, Sudan, all that can of worms in modern day is because of World War I and the Sykes-Picot Agreement. There's also the Balfour Declaration. That's also another can of worms that I cannot explain because it's too complicated for one single stream. Well, not complicated, but it's too much shit. There's too much shit to explain in one single stream. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because you got the Battle of Baby, the Battle of Baghdad, the Battle of Book, the Battle of Berasia, the Battle of Kirby. Yeah, there's so much shit. And then you also got the Armenian Genocide, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, Lawrence of Arabia, Fazil, the first king of Iraq, who was the leader of the Arab Revolt. All I'm saying is that Battlefield 1 was so good that World War I was made after Battlefield 1. Let's start this shit. I'm tired of reading. Let's just start this shit. Okay, Al Jazeera, Mesopotamia, spring 1918, the Great War engulfs the globe. In the desert of the Middle East, Arab tribes revolt against the historical oppressors of the Ottoman Empire. The courier, the uprising, the Ottoman deploy their most advanced technology, the empire devastating artillery, combat, aircraft, armored vehicles, etc. Lawrence of Arabia, a non-conventional British officer, worked with a small force of highly mobile rebels. They cannot confront the Ottoman forces head-on. Instead, they must fight another way. Man, I should really make it actually go to
the Arabian desert.
Get a degree in World War I history.
A vast ocean of drifting sands and scorched, sun-baked rocks.
I feel like that'll be fun.
Beneath these endless
dunes, actually
dunes,
make it official and get like
oil,
a
the lifeblood
degree in like
new mechanical
World War I and World War II history. This part of I don't mean to talk
years,
over.
The Ottoman Empire has ruled these lands, controlling all that's to be found here.
Yep.
But the Ottomans do not rule unopposed.
Yep.
Small bands of Bedouin rebels have united to overthrow the empire. They strike without warning and then vanish into the desert.
Guerrilla warfare tactics, pretty much, and
fighting alongside them is a lone British officer whose exploits have earned him wide renown. The world has taken to calling this man Lawrence of Arabia.
Nothing is written.
In the desert, you rely on good planning, but you also hope for a dash of luck. And luck was with us when we learned of a recently derailed Ottoman train carrying a most interesting piece of cargo.
Man, it's criminal how much of the Western world really gloss over the majority of the Middle East too, and especially in the United States. Like after 9/11, the United States became very Islamophobic. I'm gonna be honest. But anyways, what I was saying, I should really actually go get it like an official degree in World War I and World War II history and genocidal studies. in Holocaust studies, because yeah, I find World War One history
a lone
more.
fighter has just one advantage over a large enemy force. A lone fighter can move unseen.
Yep. I found World War One history more interesting for the sense that it's probably the most like human, like unglorified war and like I'm trying to word I'm trying to say. Like you can't really glorify World War One. There was no true, like I said in the very beginning stream of this, there was no true like bad guy, no true evil. Like World War II, you had the Axis power, you know, the evil madmans of Mussolini and Hitler. But World War One, you didn't really have any true evil because, well, it snowballed, and every country was both the good. Every country in World War One was both the bad guys of World War One and also the good guys of World War One. It was there's no glorification in World War One, and there was no what's the word I'm trying to say? You can't really glorify World War One because there was no protagonist nor antagonist. Everybody was just fighting to get both to test out their new toys, quote unquote new toys. Militarization, alliances, imperialism, nationalism, big play, main factor of World War One. Everybody was also very tensious.
Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war.
Now, granted, there were some bad players in World War One, obviously. Like, you got Germany and Austria-Hungary committing horrible atrocities in different towns. That's mainly the reason why Germany got blamed for the war. Because Germany and Austria-Hungary both committed horrible and heinous atrocities. You can think of, I had it on me, but I forgot what it was. Was it Tannenberg? Was it Tannenberg that Germany torched? Was it the town of Tannenberg that Germany torched? Yeah. Scorched earth tactics. Austria-Hungary did a lot of heinous. Austria-Hungary and Germany did a lot of heinous shit. You obviously got the Armenian genocide, but the Ottoman Empire, the Iranian, the Azerian genocide, and the likes. Yeah. Every country did a lot of heinous shit. And obviously, the Middle Eastern front, I find it very interesting because you know, that's where the reason why much of the Middle East today is the way it is. Deals, British, much of World War One, the Sykes-Picot Agreement. But you can't. There was no really true antagonist of World War One. It was just everybody did horrible shit to each other, in the hopes of backing up their allies, and different nationalistic reasons. And also, World War II was literally it's over like it's over exaggerated, it's overused. Like, don't get me wrong, World War II is probably another very one of the more most important wars. And so is World War One, and I can argue World War One is more. It's the main reason why most of the modern world is the way it is.
When your enemy has better weapons and better equipment than you, steal from your enemy.
Everybody likes to remember, likes to describe and remember World War II as they should. Well, but a lot of people just forget about World War One entirely. Even though there's some cool history of World War One. What I'm getting at is I like to be different. That's what I'm trying to get at. Oh my god.
Come out! It's over. Well, you did not think we would be fast enough to catch you here, did you? Lawrence of Arabia.
There it is, guerrilla tactic. Insurgency, you can't really win a war against insurgents, I'm gonna be honest. That's one of the things that the United States had to figure out the hard way. You can't really win a war against insurgents.
On it. Lawrence.
There's Lawrence.
Well, this is very clever. Now the hunter becomes the hunted. So who might you be? How enchanting you are, my dear.
Yeah! Punch the shit out of him. Oh, yeah.
If it weren't for you, I'd be free.
Free, is it? You'll be free when you're dead. And I'm happy to tell you, the Empire intends to grant you all this freedom very soon.
There's the armored train.
Even now, an engine of destruction scours this desert, obliterating your allies, your families, your homes. Soon there will be nowhere to run.
Yep, there's the armored train.
Nowhere to hide. Soon all that you know, and all that you love, will be ashes. You will all be free to die. Oh, you animal! Zara.
Now I understand that you would like nothing more than to strip the flesh from that man's feet and send him off into the desert naked to die. But think about it.
You're right.
I'm sorry. My friend here, she can be a little brusque.
Brusque.
You're going to tell me how to lie to your train so we can lure it into a trap and destroy it.
Impossible. To even begin to talk to that train, you would need an entire book of communication codes.
Oh, like this one.
You can never stop the progress of machines. One day, the whole world will take your lands and the precious black gold beneath its sands.
We shall see, my friend.
Following since 25 seconds. God damn it, another bot joined the goddamn
the
thing.
code book was not enough. To
You can't
destroy
create
this
it 8
Iron
minutes.
Dragon,
Yeah, you're a
this
fucking bot.
Canavar, as the Ottomans had named it, we had to send it 3 encrypted messages telling it to stand down. There were Ottoman outposts scattered along the railroad tracks. The commanders there carried high-priority message capsules. We had to use those to send our orders. Infiltrating the village wouldn't be easy. A full detachment of Ottoman soldiers had occupied it. The Ottomans had chosen an isolated location for their desert outpost. It seemed lightly defended. It was also well stocked with arms and equipment. The ancient ruins were all that remained of a civilization now lost to time. The Ottoman Empire brought in the modern world with a host of armored vehicles and field guns. 3 commanders to eliminate, 3 personal message capsules to be stolen, and then sent with our false orders. How Zara tackled this dangerous and audacious mission was up to her.
Alright, before I continue, let me get this fucking clanker out of my stream. Goddamn Bob, account created 8 minutes ago. Fuck out of here. I'm literally driving now, but when I'm parked, me and my squads are pulling up heavy to your next stream. Add me on your Discord. Fuck out of here. There we go. I was going to say, as much as I love this campaign, I wish there was a bit more to it. I wish we could explore, like, inner workings of the trench system. Or, like, the Eastern Front with Russia. The Russian Empire, you know? Or, like, explore, Japan. Japan was in World War I. They were helping the British. They were in alliance with the British because Japan did not want to lose much of its colonies. So, during the war effort. They also wanted new territory as well. I think Brazil, if I remember. I could be wrong. Let me look this up before I say anything. No, Japan during World War I. It participated in World War I from 1914 to 1918 as a member of the Allies of the Triple Entente. It also played a role against the Imperial German Navy, particularly the Japanese Empire seized opportunity to expand its sphere of influence in China and gain recognition as a great power in post-war geopolitics. Yep. Japan, Brazil was also in World War I. Brazil. Brazil, numero uno, Brazil, zoo! And then Japan. Alright, let's continue. Brazil number uno. That's gotta be. That's pretty racist. I'm Latino, so this is not racist. I'm Mexican. This is not racist. Right? Anyhow, back to the Ottoman Empire. But yeah, I would have loved to see more like a campaign story mode and just like the actual inner workings of the trench system. Those shit were, that motherfucker, the trench system's pretty intuitive, pretty complex too. Or the like I said, the Eastern Front, or Japan, or Brazil. That would have been a cool opportunity to have Japan or Brazil as Battlefield 1 campaign. Let me shank this guy. Can I assassinate a flamethrower operator? Damn. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm shanking. I don't know how that worked, but it worked. Hey, quit that. Easy commander. Yep. The air revolt. I like to see pigeons. I think the carrier pigeon was almost extinct after World War I because we killed a lot. Everybody killed a lot of pigeons.
Single order wouldn't be enough. Ottoman protocol required the message to be received in triplicate before the train would acknowledge it as genuine.
Ah, yeah. Now that's more like it. Let's see, some stick grenades. I love the wackiness of World War I weapons, bro. Some of these weapons they see in Battlefield 1 were also prototypes. There were prototypes, and some of them were just concepts. And some of them did use some use, but not really. But I do love the weapons in Battlefield 1 because they were wacky, they were cool, they were unique. The majority of the war in real life is used as bolt actions or machine guns, revolvers, swords. I think I can get him with the anti-tank rifle. Hold on. Hold on. I can get you with the anti-tank rifle. Just wait. There it is! Now deliver the fake message.
You see, the message had already been sent, my dear. Not the message you would have wanted. Lawrence was such a good host. It almost seemed rude to escape. I made sure to note the location of Lawrence's camp, of course. Which means the train knows too. Twice, you told that train everything was clear. But I told it exactly where to attack. The beast has your scent, my dear. And it's coming to slaughter you and your little band of rebels. First, the firestorm from the cannon. Then, up close with the troops to slaughter any survivors. The legend of Lawrence of Arabia dies tonight.
Ah, yeah, there it is. See, this is what you get for being over arrogant. Your arrogance is your downfall, bro.
You slipped away just in time. Tilkichi was a fool to think we'd ever stay after he escaped.
The Canavar won't stop hunting us.
No, it won't. Let me think. The train's coming a long way. So it'll have to stop to take on water. That's where we strike.
Agreed. I'll deal with any sentries, then rig explosives on the track.
Yes, and I'll rally our fighters.
When I blow the lines, the train will be trapped. So when you hear the blast, you need to attack them with everything you have.
It's good. But you know that there's a chance the men may not come. You may set off those explosives and find you're out there all alone. You know that.
I guess I won't know either way until I set it off.
It's a cool moment, but just after my time playing Battlefield 1, every time I hear that song, man, we need more representation in the Middle East when it comes to
makes plans
games.
And God laughs.
Especially after, like World War One. There's a lot of shit you can do in the Middle East during World War One, bro.
Had a significant
Fuck.
enemy presence. Those troops would have to be dealt with before the explosives could be set.
Destroy the Ottoman vehicles. You didn't see anything. See, what can I use? Take down the machine gun. Fuck out of here. Ah, yeah. Ah. I saw the artillery last second.
Man makes plans and God laughs. As it turned out, the small town where we would ambush the train had a significant enemy presence. Those troops would have to be dealt with before the explosives could be set.
Let me quickly get this bad boy out. Hey. Hi. I'm gonna record that. Oh. My knees. Okay. There's... Ooh. Silencer, right? Okay. How do I... Here, I'll just take care of this vehicle from that's further away. Never mind. How the fuck you saw me? Come here.
Asker düştü. Sayınız çok az.
That's one.
When facing armed opposition, we often used Ottoman's own weapons against them. Anti-tank grenades, field guns, whatever we could lay our hands on.
Çıkıp erkek gibi savaş. Şimdi bittin. Şimdi bittin. Kahve çocuğu. Seni geberteceğim.
Do you mind? Fuck.
Once Zara secured the town, the trap could be set for the arriving train.
Destroy the armored train. Hold on. Hold on, give me a minute. Yeah. I like them apples, huh? Ah, yeah, no, I got blown up. Ah. Uh-oh. Woo! Bonk. Woo! Come on. Come on. Yeah! There it is.
Vengeance can be a sweet or bitter brew. How did you find it, Zara?
And you're right, we do need to think bigger, act bigger. Maybe even the Suez Canal.
Yeah, the Suez Canal.
Tell me, what do you know about battleships?
The end of the Great War saw the Ottoman Empire driven from Arabia. However, the Empire of the Britain and France emerged and promised the Arab independence. Lieutenant T. Lawrence remained a figure of controversy. The war for oil continues to this day. There it is. Yep. One of the big driving factors why the Middle East got fucking destabilized. The British wanted the oils, and so the United States and the superpowers as well. The human race collectively, the Western world collectively fucked up the Middle East. Alright. Let's watch Remember Us, a closing message from the Battlefield 1 team. Dedication to those who served. 111 years ago, World War I started. Let's watch this. Great chapter. Yep. I'm gonna be quiet for this one. I'm gonna be quiet for this one and let this all play out. It gets me every time.
One day, all this will be over. The war to end all wars will be won by one side or the other. The guns will rust, grass will grow, and there'll be nothing left of any of this. The land will heal itself, as everything does in the end. We'll be long gone by then, but maybe not forgotten. History only remembers 1 in 1,000 of us. Then the future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did, how we lived, how we fought, and how we died. When this is all over and the war is won, they will remember us. But until that day comes, we will stand. We will look death in the eye, and we will fight.
Everybody in the Great War was both the bad guys and the good guys. The Great War never had a proper antagonist. There was no evil army or crazed evil men like the events of World War II. The Great War is what happens when your country lies to you. The age-old propaganda of war is just an adventure waiting to be had, and the social peer pressures and the fear of being labeled a coward or a traitor for not enlisting. The harsh lessons of what militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism does to humanity. A lesson that was paid in blood, and a lesson that we failed again and again and again and again, even now 107 years after it ended. Everything that affects you and me in 2025, geopolitically, socially, economically, was because of the Great War, and everything that happens after. New countries are formed, age-old empires collapse, new technologies created, the entire Middle East is forever fractured beyond repair, new borders are formed. It all started in the Great War.